Here we are taking a look at this problem. It says for a certain group of people who are not self-employed, the tax rates were as follows. 7.65% on the first 102,000 from wages and tips, and 1.45% on income in excess of 102,000. Now, people who are self-employed pay double the rates shown above. Taxpayers are not permitted to subtract adjustments, exemptions, or deductions from these taxes. If you are self-employed and earn 120,000, what are your taxes? Well, this is people who are not self-employed. If you are self-employed, you have to pay double these rates. So if you come over here, you can type 7.65%. I'll just go in cell A1 and I'm going to do 7.65%. And then in A2, I have 1.45%, right? That's for people who are not self-employed. And I'd like to insert a row, so I'm going to come up here and just do insert, and I'll do row above, and I'll say not self-employed. Okay, and then in B, I'll say self-employed. And then I'll say for the wages amount that it is. Okay. All right, so if you're self-employed, you have to double this number right here. You double the 7.65. So you want to say equals 2 times, and if you want to be snazzy, you can just grab A2, that cell right there, and say enter. And it'll do the calculation. And then you want to double this 1.45. And I'm not sure that I've shown y'all this before, but if you go up to this cell and you just move your cursor to the corner so that you have this thin plus sign, then if you click on the left mouse button and drag it down, it'll actually fill in a similar formula. Whatever the formula was here, it'll fill in the same formula here, but using the next row. And so you can see it did exactly what we wanted because it did 2 times A3, which is it doubled 1.45. So these are the tax rates if you're self-employed. Now, what do they apply to? Well, it says on the first 102,000. So this is for $102,000. Oops. Sorry. So I'll go up here and I'll type in 102,000. And then in the next one, it's beyond 102,000. So you just pay a little bit more for 2.9%. So our person, or in this case, it's supposed to be you're self-employed and you earn 120,000. So what will your taxes be? Well, it's going to be, I'm going to go into C2 and I'm going to have to do 15.3% of the 102,000 because I made more than 102,000. So at least I'm going to be paying 15.3% of 102,000. So I'll say equals, and then I'll take B2 and I'm going to multiply that by C2. Okay, and I could type those numbers in too, but this is kind of fun to use Excel to, the Google Docs spreadsheet to help us. Now I have to pay more tax than that, so I'm going to do an add sign, and I have to pay 2.9%, so I selected B3, times the amount over that I'm making, over 102,000. Well, how do I figure that out? I'm going to do a parenthesis. I'm going to say 120,000 minus the 102,000, because that's going to be the excess. Now, your brain might be going, Mrs. Illich, why did you not just type in 18,000? I'm trying to get you to think really, telling the computer what you're doing. Even though you know that's 18,000, make the computer do it for you. Okay, so it's going to do that calculation for you, and it's $16,128. Now, it says to round to 2 decimal places. So you might want to go up here to format and just make sure that there aren't any decimals missing, which they aren't. This one was a nice, pretty answer. Wow. So this person has to pay $16,128 just in FICA and Social Security tax, not even counting their income tax yet. Okay. So then you would go back and use the tables if you wanted to calculate their income tax for a particular year. So already they're paying $16,000. All right,